When you think of the brand Be Quiet, the images of black air coolers and silent fans come to mind. However, Be Quiet now have all-in-one liquid coolers on the market. They have the Pure Loop series, which includes a 120, 240, 280, and 360 millimeter AIO solution. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is the 240 millimeter AIO, the Pure Loop 240. You know, this thing's really cool, but we're going to look at it. In the box, which is this box, this nice box, you're going to get the AIO unit itself, Intel and AMD mounting brackets, 2 fans, and an extra bottle of liquid that you can use to top off your cooler in the future. Be Quiet recommends refilling after 2 years of use. And so the packaging is really no frills. You know, it includes what you need, and the installation instructions are pretty decent. But it's got everything you need in it right there. And so the liquid cooler itself, it's very nice looking. It is kind of a boxy, like what you would see from a custom loop radiator. It does have the Pure Loop branding on the side of the radiator. The CPU block just says Be Quiet. There's no LCD screen, no wild RGB, just no crazy nonsense. The CPU block does, however, have a really cool white LED that provides some nice ambient case lighting so that you can see all of your hard-earned components, but it isn't blinding. So that's great to see. And so the installation of the cooler is a breeze. The instructions are straightforward, and they include pictures, which is pretty nice, right? And so pictures, they do help in this scenario, or for most things actually, but the mounting system for Be Quiet coolers, it's just great. It and Noctua are the best, in my opinion, in the terms of ease and secureness on the market. It's super simple, it works really well. You just screw the 2 screws in to the block to hold it on to the back plate. And it makes maintenance on your PC so much easier, like it really does if you ever have to swap anything out. So the Pure Loop 240 has a max noise level of 39.5 decibel when the fans are at max speed. The fans have a max speed of 2,000 RPM, and the pump has a max speed of 5,500 RPM. The noise associated with the unit when everything is at max isn't that bad actually. And so there's different types of fan noise. You can have some that are very high pitched, some that are whiny, whatever, but the Be Quiet unit, it's more of like a warm lull. It'll just lull you to sleep. It wasn't aggravating at all. It wasn't hard on the ears. So performance time, that's what you're all here for. You're looking at this and you're like, should I buy it? Is it going to work? Is it good? And so the system that we're using is a 5800X. It's on an Asus B550 motherboard, and it's got a 6700 XT Red Devil in it. And it's all housed in this Thermaltake ATX case, MATX case, with all the panels off, and it functions more as an open air test bench. There is one fan though in the case to provide some active airflow, and the fans are set to silent, and they're pushing air through the radiator, not pulling it through it. So it's push, not pull for this. There's no overclock except for what the motherboard does, which who really knows these days what the motherboards do. It's just like, we're just leaving everything at stock. So the temperatures, they were read with hardware info while doing runs of Cinebench. Each run and result was ran 3 times, and the scores you get are the average of those 3 runs. Okay, so at silent settings, running Cinebench, we saw an all-core temp of 80.6 degrees with an ambient temperature of 20.3 degrees. And when running Cinebench single core, we saw a temp of 63 degrees. And so for this, there was a delta of 60 degrees Celsius on the all-core. At full speed, fans full speed, we saw an all-core temp of 79 and a single core temp of 58. We had an ambient temperature of 21.4, which provides a delta of 58C, which is 2 Celsius lower compared to the delta on the silent settings. Our 5800X had an all-core speed of 4.47 gigahertz at silent and 4.5 gigahertz at max. Single core had a speed of 4.775 at silent and 4.8 at max. And both results showed an increase of 250 megahertz when at full speed. We've received an all-core Cinebench score of 12,779 at silent and 15,254 at max. Our single core was 1508 at silent, 1583 at max speed. And the max speed score was quite a bit higher, really, than what I expected. However, like I said, each of these runs, they were ran multiple times and they came up with the same test. And so my assumption is that the CPU was holding the 4.5 gigahertz all-core clocks more consistently throughout the Cinebench run. And the single core was also, like I said, more than I expected. But as I previously stated, I believe it also had to do with being able to consistently maintain that 4.8 gigahertz speed. So that's the performance of it. Conclusion time though. The Be Quiet Pure Loop 240, it's not the most performant AIO on the market. However, it's nice looking, it's silent, and it's consistent. And it all comes in at a $95 price tag, which in my opinion is a huge bargain. You can't really go wrong with this cooler at $95. Sure, it performs on par with their tower cooler offerings, but it has a much smaller footprint and provides additional support when trying to install more RAM or larger GPUs. And so my recommendation is that if you are in the market for a quality and silent AIO and you don't want to bust the bank, check out the Pure Loop 240mm right here, which will be linked in the description below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment and let me know, have you used this CPU cooler? Would you use it? Let me know if you like this sort of video. And as always, just keep it real.